Chapter 4. Now it is to be told that Sigurd goes to bed by Signy that night. And the next morning the weather was fair. Then says King Sigurd that he will not bide, lest the wind should wax or the sea grow impassable. Nor is it said that Volsung or his sons letted him herein, and that the less, because they saw that he was fain to get him gone from the feast. But now says Signy to her father, I have no will to go away with Sigurd, neither does my heart smile upon him. And I wot, by my foreknowledge and from the fetch of our kin, that from this counsel will great evil fall on us, if this wedding be not speedily undone. Speak in no such wise, daughter, said he, for great shame will it be to him, yea, and to us also, to break troth with him, he being sackless. And in naught may we trust him, and no friendship shall we have of him, if these matters are broken off, but he will pay us back in as evil wise as he may, for that alone is seemly, to hold truly to troth given. So King Sigurd got ready for home, and before he went from the feast, he bade King Volsung, his father-in-law, come see him in Gothland, and all his sons with him, whenas 3 months should be overpast, and to bring such following with him as he would have, and as he deemed meet for his honour. And thereby will Sigurd the king pay back for the shortcomings of the wedding feast, in that he would abide thereat but 1 night only, a thing not according to the wont of men. So King Volsung gave his word to come on the day named, and the kinsmen-in-law parted, and Sigurd went home with his wife. Chapter 5. Now tells the tale of King Volsung and his sons, that they go at the time appointed to Gothland at the bidding of King Sigurd, and put off from the land in 3 ships, all well manned, and have a fair voyage, and made Gothland late of an evening tide. But that same night came Signy, and called her father and brothers to a privy talk, and told them what she deemed King Sigurd was minded to do, and how that he had drawn together an army no man may meet. And, says she, he is minded to do guilefully by you, wherefore I bid you get ye gone back again to your own land, and gather together the mightiest power ye may, and then come back hither and avenge you. Neither go ye now to your undoing, for ye shall surely fail not to fall by his wiles, if ye turn not on him, even as I bid you. Then spake Volsung the king, All people and nations shall tell of the word I spake, yet being unborn, wherein I vowed a vow that I would flee in fear from neither fire nor the sword. Even so have I done hitherto. And shall I depart therefrom now I am old? Yea, withal, never shall the maidens mock these my sons at the games, and cry out at them that they fear death. Once alone must all men need die, and from that season shall none escape. So my rede it is that we flee no whither, but do the work of our hands in as manly wise as we may. 100 fights have I fought, and whiles I had more, and whiles I had less, and yet ever had I the victory. Nor shall it ever be heard tell of me that I fled away, or prayed for peace. Then Signy wept right sore, and prayed that she might not go back to King Sigurd. But King Volsung answered, Thou shalt surely go back to thine husband, and abide with him, howsoever it fares with us. So Signy went home, and they abode there that night. But in the morning, as soon as it was day, Volsung bade his men arise and go aland, and make them ready for battle. So they went aland, all of them, all armed, and had not long to wait before Sigurd fell on them with all his army. And the fiercest fight there was betwixt them, and Sigurd cried on his men to the onset all he might. And so the tale tells that King Volsung and his sons went 8 times right through Sigurd's folk that day, smiting and hewing on either hand. But when they would do so even once again, King Volsung fell amidst his folk, and all his men withal, saving his 10 sons. For mightier was the power against them than they might withstand. But now are all his sons taken, and laid in bonds, and led away. And Signy was wherewithal that her father was slain, and her brothers taken and doomed to death, that she called King Sigurd apart to talk with him, and said, This will I pray of thee, that thou let not slay my brothers hastily, but let them be set a while in the stocks. For home to me comes the saw that says, sweet to eye while seen. But longer life I pray not for them, because I wot well that my prayer will not avail me." Then answered Siggeir, "Surely thou art mad and witless, praying thus for more bale for thy brothers than their present slaying. Yet this will I grant thee, for the better it likes me, the more they must bear, and the longer their pain is, or ever death come to them." Now he let it be done even as she prayed, and a mighty beam was brought, and set on the feet of those 10 brethren in a certain place of the wildwood, and there they sit daylong until night. But at midnight, as they sat in the stocks, there came on them a she-wolf from out of the wood. Old she was, and both great and evil of aspect, and the first thing she did was to bite one of those brethren till he died, and then she ate him up withal, and went on her way. But the next morning Signy sent a man to the brethren, even one whom she most trusted, to wot of the tidings. And when he came back, he told her that one of them was dead, and great and grievous she deemed it, if they should all fare in like wise, and yet naught might she avail them. Soon is the tale told thereof. 9 nights together came the she-wolf at midnight, and each night slew and ate up one of the brethren, until all were dead, save Sigmund only. So now, before the 10th night came, Signy sent that trusty man to Sigmund her brother, and gave honey into his hand, bidding him do it over Sigmund's face, and set a little deal of it in his mouth. So he went to Sigmund, and did as he was bidden, and then came home again. And so the next night came the she-wolf according to her wont, and would slay him, and eat him even as his brothers. But now she sniffs the breeze from him, whereas he was anointed with the honey, and licks his face all over with her tongue, and then thrusts her tongue into the mouth of him. No fear he had thereof, but caught the she-wolf's tongue betwixt his teeth, and so hard she started back thereat, and pulled herself away so mightily, setting her feet against the stocks, that all was riven asunder. But he ever held so fast that the tongue came away by the roots, and thereof she had her bane. But some men say that this same she-wolf was the mother of King Siggeir, who had turned herself into this likeness by troll's lore and witchcraft. End of section 1.